Hi guys, I'm John Rambo and welcome to this special edition of Tech Roundup. Introducing you to the 2019 Lincoln Continental. I'm no financial advisor, but I'd say this is about the best way to burn $80,000 outside of a casino. That's the 2019 Lincoln Continental, a real marvel in American luxury. Now this car in particular, with a base price of $45,000, going all the way up to nearly $100,000, is based on performance and technology. But before we get into those two things, let's start by talking about the exterior and the styling. The styling is an homage to the 60s and 70s area of the Lincoln Continental. The next thing would be the 20-inch wheels that come standard on the Lincoln Reserve. They have this nice powder coating darker color on the inside with just your bare metal color on the inside. The Continental comes in three models: the Standard, the Reserve, and the Black Label. This particular version is the Reserve. Now the MSRP on this car is $66,000 and you get a lot for your money. First of all, we have door handles that you don't have to touch anymore. Now the door handles have changed. In the past, they would have door handles where you had to push the button. On this one, you simply place your hand behind and it opens easily. It's got the always and forever Ford code that no one knows the code to when they lose their keys. As we move a little farther towards the front of the vehicle, we can see the mirrors. Now the cool thing about the mirrors, and what probably ran you the extra $4 grand, is when you push lock, they automatically shut, saving your investment. The windshield wipers are all automatic, so they're going to sense the amount of rain through sensors in here and tell you when it's time to turn them on, or just do it automatically. The headlights on the front of this car are HID LED lights, just like every other car these days. Now they'll actually swivel though at low speeds when you're turning to make sure that the area in front of you is lit up. Under here we have fog lights, we have this beautiful front grille and the signature Lincoln logo. Now up front in here we see a computer box, and what this controls is your lane assist. So the Lincoln Continental will essentially drive itself but doesn't have full autopilot. It has a few things. It has adaptive cruise control, which allows the car to speed up and slow down based on the traffic around you. And it'll go all the way to a stop and then start again when you press the gas pedal. So once you set the cruise, you're essentially saying, hey, this is the maximum speed I'm willing to go, and it'll do the rest for you. It'll also keep you in your lane with that lane assist using multiple cameras that recognize lines on the road and line it up. It gives you a warning or turns the car directly back into the lane. I don't know about you guys, but ever since I was a little girl, I've been a back man. And the Lincoln Continental, baby, got back. Yeah, baby. What a beautiful, beautiful back. And also, these are actually LED backlights at this point, which makes them ultra bright, easy to tell when you're stopping, plus the bulbs are gonna last forever, way longer than the car. We noticed the rear backup camera that we have here, and that comes standard on almost every car now. Now there's three ways to get into the trunk. You can get in through the key fob by pressing it twice. There's a button under here, or if you simply wave your foot under, the trunk will automatically open for you, showing the mess we've made in this car. Same thing when it comes to closing, so if your hands are full, it takes care of the hard work. Now, we've taken a look at basically the entire exterior and the features that it has. Why don't we take a look at the interior and see what really makes this car worth the price tag, and that's gonna be the technology. I actually still ride in the back seat, so I thought I'd show you what it's like to ride in luxury in the Lincoln Continental. It features full control systems for the passengers to use. So I have heated seats, I have air conditioned seats, I can control my own heating and cooling back here. We have a panoramic sunroof that goes the whole way back and is basically a glass roof on the car. Plenty of storage for whatever we choose to put in here, and a really comfortable adjustable seat. The other cool thing about this is the entire car has electric door handles. So let's go drive this bad girl. We're in. So let's take a look first at the monitor that's gonna power the entire car. So this is like the mainframe, right? So here, tons of options. We have GPS, Ford Sync 3, so it's all voice controlled, or you can press it from the wheel, any of that stuff. Audio, multiple sources, comes standard with SXM, CD player, Bluetooth, FM, AM. Climate, pretty simple. It's all controlled by dials this time, or buttons that go up and down rocker switches. You have heated seats, you have air conditioned seats. Everything's adjustable, of course it's dual power. On the phone side of it, it'll read your text messages to you. It does work with Msrp and has Apple CarPlay. Navigation, you can either go through the menu, look at traffic, put your settings, find out where you are, or check the screen. We can go back. We can set destination by voice or by touch. Really an upgrade over Ford Sync 2, just in fluidity and smoothness of the program. You can download different apps, and they have a bunch of them available. And Lincoln even has a custom app. You can change everything from here. When I mean everything, you can even change the lighting of the interior of the car. Blue, red. There's a hotspot inside the vehicle, so if you're willing to pay the extra $20 a month, you can then use your vehicle as a hotspot. Choose your displays. It also has multi-contour seats. Now that actually means that they adjust 8 different ways. So virtually any direction that you want to adjust the seat, it will go around you, it will lengthen the legs. So we'll talk about that more. The cool feature is all the seats have built-in massagers, and you can actually choose whether you want it low, high. You can even choose the pressure that you would like to add to each part of the seat that's massaging. So for me, I like to be under a lot of pressure. We have what's called auto hold. Now the idea behind auto hold is once we press, this is our gear selector, S is for sport. So let's say we're in drive and we're going, and then we stop. If we press auto hold and let go, it'll actually keep the car stopped. It has our parking sensor, and here it has an automatic parking button where if you need to parallel park, it'll do it for you. This gives you different camera views. Now something else that's new is you get a 360-degree view of everything that's around you. On top of whatever direction you're going, it will show in the camera. So if I'm going in reverse, it shows me what's behind me. And then if I choose to go forward and press cameras, it'll show what's in front of me. So now that we've kind of seen everything here, let's turn on some air conditioning, and then let's turn off the heated wheel, because that and beating off gives you itchy palms. Now that we've seen everything she has to offer, let's find out about some performance. So we always drive in sport mode. The engine itself is a 2.7 liter twin turbo engine. And another cool feature is that you can see the heads-up display in the windshield, so it shows you virtually everything. We also have this panoramic roof here that goes the whole way back, and you can also cover it up when you're not using it. This thing handles more like a sports car. And it does have various modes that you can select how you drive. So if I select sport here, it actually sends the suspension itself into sport mode. Whereas if I press the D, for a while I thought it was dick, and I was like looking like, where's the dick pop out of here? You know what I mean? But it doesn't. It actually means drive. But it'll also put the suspension itself into comfort mode, which is pretty damn neat. Now, can you guys get these over here? Can you get these different seat positions? They changed it so it would be more like the Mercedes, where it features all your controls for your seats on the door panels now. And this is actually a 32-way seat. You can adjust everything, even how far the bottom of the legs on the seat come out. So we'll talk about the system now. The audio system itself is a huge upgrade. It's made by Revel, which not quite Bose, but it's something to revel in. And let's just go to my personal favorite rap music, Disney, Steve Aoki. Smooth, crisp, clear, responsive. That's basically how I would wrap up the Lincoln Continental. You feel like you're actually riding in luxury, like it is right on par with the Audi A8 or the Mercedes AMG line. It's got great performance. It's got a terrific ride. Takes bumps like a champ. It's got the auto-dimming mirrors. Let me show you all these hands-free features with the driving, okay? What we'll do is we'll just take the Bird Box Challenge to prove that this stuff works. So we're gonna turn on our automated lane assist, and then what we're gonna do is turn on cruise control, and we're gonna set it. Now it's gonna hold the speed at 20, and it'll actually come to a complete stop if there's a vehicle in front of us that comes to a complete stop. It also monitors these lines on the road and lets us know that we need to stay in between them. It's a pretty cool feature if you're not into paying attention or you like to do other things while driving. Like me, I usually text or write books or just try to search the web when I'm driving. And I would definitely recommend that you guys do the same, except not really. Lincoln is how sophistication feels. if you just can't afford a Mercedes. Why do I drive a Lincoln? Well, I couldn't afford a Mercedes. Some of the other cool things are like, you know, these are all laser etched, so the wood paneling itself fits right into everything perfectly. It's not like when you would buy cars back in the day and, you know, they kind of half slid around and then they broke within the first week. Nothing really breaks in a car, let's face it. Listen, if I had $80,000 and I bought this car, I would hope I have more than $80,000. I better have like $450,000 plus another 80 just to spend on a car. Because realistically, when you think of a car, you got to think of an investment. So even if I have the car for 10 years, it's $8,000 a year, plus my gas is going to run me $1,600 a year. Because the gas mileage on this is like 18 city, 21 highway is what they write on the paper, which means you're probably getting like 10 and 15 with an average of 12 and a half. So if we take that over a 10-year span, we end up spending so much on this vehicle. It's incredible. But if you're short, it'll make you feel tall. If you're fat, it'll make you feel small. If you're ugly, well, you'll still be ugly, but you'll feel incredibly attractive. And that's kind of the beauty of spending $80,000 on a car. All right, so the lane assist. The lane assist, I turn it on, and basically what that means is it picks up both sides of the road. And if we start to veer off, even if our hands are off, you'll see it tells us. It tells us, and it puts us right back into the direction of the street. Right, so one of the things that Lincoln does though is they have it programmed where you can only keep your hands off the wheel for a certain amount of time before it just turns itself off. So I'm not really sure what good the system is if it just keeps turning itself off. Because let's be honest, if neither of us are paying attention, then we got a real issue here. See, with technology, it's really tough to keep up because in 2 years, all cars may come with autopilot. So then wouldn't a Toyota Camry be worth more than a Lincoln Continental if that Camry has autopilot and the Continental doesn't? Cars today are a tough sell and even a tough purchase. Like, technology evolves so quickly and it changes so quickly that it's hard to keep up. And these cars don't have open source. So what happens is, for instance, there's a gentleman right now that programmed a 2015 Lincoln MKZ Hybrid that has the same kind of general safety layouts with the adaptive cruise control and the lane assist. And he made it, using that and some other cameras, he made it so it has autopilot. Unless they come out with like a modular attachment to make these cars have autopilot, virtually anything from the day we go towards autonomous driving backwards is going to be useless. It's kind of like a mini skirt versus a regular skirt. Like the day that a mini skirt came out, why would anyone ever wear a skirt again? So it's kind of the same idea with technology in cars. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'm John Rambo, reminding you, ladies, if you want to earn a Lincoln, you better not let that booty get to stinking. We'll see you next time. I got to get her back. She's a rental. The girl in the trunk, not the car. Hi, I'm Lance Frank with except the difference is when you, am I like out of frame and shit? Which way do I get out of here? And another cool feature is that you can see the heads-up display in the windshield, so it shows you virtually everything. Now we're going the wrong way down a one-way. Do you guys think that when a prostitute buys a car, she thinks about how many people she had to sleep with to get that car? Like, do you think she looks at a car like this and she's like,
well, slept with 160 people to get that, but I got it. I earned it.
Basically, I drive a Lincoln because of the way it makes me feel. I don't even have to wear pants and I still feel classy in this car. One thing you can definitely say about this Lincoln, God damn it, man. Just keep it rolling because we'll do like a cut into this. Hey, I'm filming right now.